So, hey everyone, I figured I might as well just start recording these little downloads that I get. They can be kind of random. Since I am connecting to people on more of a personal level, some of these things could relate to some of you on a micro level, and other things may be macro level, like happening around you in your environment, political things, on a larger scale, or it could be personal. So, some of the things I've been hearing was, come on, feel the noise. We will get wild. Boys rock, or girls rock your boys. And I don't know why anymore. So, obviously, we've got a lot of political stuff going on, and we got a lot of people fighting for a lot of random stuff. Like, does anybody actually know who they believe in anymore? And then I heard Libra. So, this could do with the house of open enemies, marital contracts, where you become the defendant in court, arrogance, espionage. Something's going to burn from the inside out. So it's almost like what I seen when I was writing that down was like a natural fuel source, or it could be man-made, that starts on fire and it's like deep in the earth, or it's like it's an area you just can't get to it, or that might be the way that we have to manage some kind of pollution of an underground waterway. Pocahontas, unwoven tapestry, willow rot. I don't know what that is. It could be something that sounds like willow rot. There's going to be some kind of collapse or enterprise collapse. Congressional shutdown, loophole, basins. Now this is where it gets interesting. And then I was hearing tectonic. And I was also hearing like aquifer, like the Ogallala aquifer. It doesn't have to be the Ogallala. But, so these aquifers are underground natural waterways. And that's how, the Midwestern, the middle of the United States gets our water. A lot of countries do that. They will, pump water from underground to supply to the current residents. And, but I was hearing like Epson, and then I was hearing tonic, and then I was like Eric or Erickson, loophole. But then I was hearing something about black worms. So then I was thinking about there's some kind of contamination. Maybe it'll be parasite. But there is an Epsom tonic people use to fertilize yards. So then that got me thinking about runoff, water runoff. Well, and then out of nowhere I heard earth fissure, like a earth fissure. So that would be like cracks in the surface of the earth. And that, I don't know, I'd have to look this up, and maybe one of you know, but it's, so what I see is like big cracks in the earth caused from like a parched earth, like the earth is dry. Probably from the overuse of the natural resources underneath of the land to supply to the residents, and we're not getting enough water back in. So it reminds me of what it looks like is a really dry desert, or a really dry skin with like deep cracks in the skin because it's so dry. But the thing is like this exposes, like it's like really deep, and it's almost as if it allows, well, now it's cracked. You're not just going to put a band-aid on that and get it to heal. And so it's like now we have this open wound in the earth's surface that's going to contaminate the bloodway of the earth, the waterways. When I look at the waterways when I'm like in a plane, for example, and I look down at the earth, the waterways literally look like veins to me. So it's almost as if something, so if that's the network we see on the surface of the earth, I could just about imagine how complex it may get where we don't see underneath of the earth, and that vein or water system. Wisconsin, Wyoming, Montana, water basin pollution, black hole worm. So it might be black worms. It might be something to do with hole worms or wormholes. Maybe we're going to discover something about wormholes. I do feel like there's going to be an issue with water pollution, or it may be that these fissures and this overuse of the water in natural aquifers is contributing to earthquakes. Because I was also hearing California love, shake it, shake it, shake it. And, yeah, I mean, they're dangerous. If from what I'm seeing, it looks like the earth is opening up. Maybe that's where the natural gas comes in. Maybe it's that one of these fissures ends up damaging a black oil pipe and it ends up polluting the underground waterways, which is extensive. And how do you get that out of there when it's an underground water system? What are you going to do? Well, maybe that's where the fire comes into play. Maybe somebody's going to think, oh, let's just set it on fire and burn the oil out of it. Well, now we have another problem, because there's probably some actual natural gasways down there that will actually start on fire, and it's going to burn forever, which will evaporate the water or dry out the earth more because of the heat. Or there may be I just feel like there's some kind of gas break or pipeline break, or there's going to be something of challenge that's going to pollute waterway, a underground waterway that is then feeds into other waterways that feed into other waterways that supply water to other people further and further down. You can't really contain this. It's a waterway, and it's underground. So it's like something to do with fires, purification, natural gas or fires. There are volcanic activities coming up. I know that I keep hearing California love, shake it, shake it, shake it. So obviously there might be some more earthquakes in California. That's pretty common, but I've also been hearing do the Harlem Shake. So that would tell me that something on the East Coast, closer to New York, Manhattan area, there may be an earthquake or something that shakes the eastern coast. Then I just heard tsunami, so I don't know if that was my ego or not. Sorry, those notifications keep popping up. I need to turn them off. I do keep hearing Jackson, and then I heard Grayson, Lazul, Wilt, something pruning, which would make sense if it's the surface of the earth dried out. It's so parched. It's like, and once this problem happens and the earth splits like that, how do you fix it? It just erode and it just get worse, and then you have runoff into our waterways and runoff from pastures and people's fertilizer and chemicals and oh gosh. I mean, that would be very, very devastating if a large aquifer were to become polluted or infected with parasites. Then I'm hearing grand conjunction, so it may have something to do with the conjunction coming up at the end of this month. Or here in a couple days. I don't know exactly what day it is. Because I was hearing conjunction, whatever, function, what's your function? Shake, rattle, and roll. It's like we're past being on the offense, we're on the defense now. It's like, how do we just do preventative measures from things getting worse instead of we're past the point of being able to fix it. Then I'm hearing calcification. Drone? Like almost like drone, but it's like drone. And I was hearing, I thought it was Little Rock, but I think it's Bedrock, because it's like I keep hearing that song, I can make your bed rock. So get ready for some earthquakes. I really think that there's going to be some active earthquakes, and I think a lot of these earthquakes may be being triggered, not necessarily out of just, obviously earthquakes happen, but it's like these fissures in our Earth's surface, some naturally made by the fault lines, others are man-made, are causing these earthquakes to happen because it's putting tension on the Earth's layers and obviously pulling apart. And I just heard bombs going off. They're doing bomb training, so that's kind of maybe a message too. So again, sorry about the pop-ups that keep popping up to notify, and I just wanted to record this and post it. Maybe somebody can get some kind of significant information out of it. All right, I'll see you later.